A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading where I'm going to be talking about sexual energy exchange, the right way of doing it. And this topic is very, very important because this planet, Earth, is moving towards healing and it's moving towards higher dimension, and lust is a very low frequency energy, is the lowest. And personally speaking, as a child also, I faced it. I faced lust, I saw lust, and I was abused. And like a lot of us, it's not just me, lots of people were abused. Boys, little girls were abused when they were really young, and they have this fear frequency around them. When it's activated, it's like you're in survival mode and you're walking on eggshells. And then there are people on the other side, I feel, they do not understand this unsafety that we have felt, this sheer disappointment with humanity, with human beings towards adults. Thank God we have good adults also on this planet. Thank God we have good parents or good adults, or if not perfect parents, then we have parents, at least some of them, who have put their children in safe places. Now that you're adults and you're looking at the world around you, which is full of all sorts of sexual distortions, aberrations, and also misconduct. And it is so important for some people, like they're taught really early to please others. And so sexual relationship becomes a part of pleasing someone just to keep them around. But it's very detrimental to your own growth, mental peace, mental health. And the sooner you realize it, the better it is for you. I mean, there are some really, really bad perversions and distortions. There are even children who go through trafficking. There are adults who convert kids into sort of slaves. Everyone wants to be in a relationship that makes them feel special, loved, honored, and most importantly, safe so that they can be themselves. When there is aberration in the sexual energy, you will see that your sacral chakra does not operate or function properly. So you will have, even if you have good confidence, even if you have talent, skills, and beauty, and you have a good heart, a kind heart, you have good intention as well, because intention and manifestation, it's all coming from third chakra. Even if you have that, and the chakra that's draining your energy, the name Swadhisthana itself, Swadhishthan, means to be established in your being. So if you're not able to be established in your being, how can you perform those things, or how can you be yourself fully? You'll always be scared of being yourself. And this is the reason why there are so many people in this planet. So many people are also confused about their gender identity now. So the world needs a push. The world needs a push in the right direction. And you have to be very careful and very responsible. And I'm not going to judge you for the mistakes that you have made in the past, because your past is already gone. It's gone. It's never coming back. Unless you keep reliving it, you keep bringing it back, it's not going to come back ever. Even if you spend like billions or trillions of dollars, it's not coming back. But we live in our past, in our memories, in our painful negative memories. And we are suffering. We are miserable sometimes, remembering about all the bad relationships that didn't work, all the trauma that we face. And many a times we blame ourselves. We blame ourselves for not being smart enough to know. So whatever has happened in the past, let bygones be bygones. I know I'm saying it. It's easy to say, you'll say, but it's difficult to practically make it happen. I totally agree with you and I understand your pain. But because I'm also working on my own self constantly, I've been doing inner work for really, really long. I know some of these experiences are very stubborn. So how do you fix it in the here and now? How do you change it now, like in the present moment? So whatever has happened, we are not denying that. We are not saying it didn't happen to you. Technically speaking, when you heal from your old memories, they do look like they did happen, but the intensity is gone. And sometimes some of these memories are stuck in your subconscious and they pop out, they literally surface, they come to the surface after you experience something interesting, or let's say something positive is happening in your life. You, let's say, fall in love with a new person and you are envisioning a future with this person. And just when you are trying to get into an intimate space with this person, you don't feel safe. Why? Because in your past, you never felt safe, or you were mostly unsafe because of your past experiences or your childhood trauma. So, because of that, you're not going to get into that space itself, because this new space which is promising intimacy or love or adventure or something new to try or something interesting, you're not gonna believe it, you're not gonna trust it, because you were living in survival mode for so long. You were literally walking on eggshells for so long. So in the here and now, how do you fix it? Number one, you should not exchange your energy, your sexual energy, with a person, with anyone for that matter, who you feel in your gut is not your well-wisher. Because your sexual energy is very, very important. It is a powerful energy, it is a creative force, and you giving it to someone actually doesn't mean that you're just giving it to them. You're also taking their energy into you. So you see, if they are your well-wisher, if they care for you, if they genuinely want you to be happy, if they want you to progress, if they want you to prosper, then that energy exchange will make you feel really nice and very uplifted, and you'll feel good about who you are. But if they don't love you for real, if they don't care about you, if they're not your well-wisher, then this same energy is going to not only drain you, not only make you feel really like a wretched person, but it's also going to take the positive life force from you, because they're going to take it for themselves. Because you probably, I'm assuming, I'm hoping that you probably really like this person and you really love this person. So love has to be the reason. Love has to be the reason that you are with somebody. And then if you love someone, that's not the only thing. You also have to love your own self a lot, because when you love yourself a lot, you're not going to put yourself into situations with people who don't care about you or your well-being. Because someone who cares about you, let me tell you, for that person, only the intercourse does not matter. They don't care about it. They really are above just the fornication part. And I also feel that it's very natural. It happens very naturally with a person, with someone who is in love with you and you're also in love with that person. So you must have noticed in today's world, this thing has become the marketing agenda of so many products, sexual energy exchange. And I was talking to people from the Gen Z, because Gen Z is like usually the ones expressing and sharing their voice, and they always talk about mental health and all of that. I do understand that sometimes they actually use mental health for everything, but then I'll talk about it on some other video, on probably some other download would be more focused on that. But when I was talking to someone, a couple of people, they were telling me about situationships and relationships not working out, friends with benefits, casual relationship, hookups, and situationship was like the highlight. And there was this sort of frustration in these people, and pain and frustration, because at a young age already they are facing the challenge of situationships or hookups and this and that. So let me tell you, this is not something that is happening only with Gen Z. It happens with the millennials as well. It happened with other people as well. It's just that now like they're marketing it a lot more openly, and there's a lot more stuff happening in the name of freedom, in the name of choice, in the name of I want to do whatever I want to do. And then there are people who are very desperate. There are people who are very selfish. The narcissistic people are literally, they're not concerned about anybody's feelings. They don't care about your feelings. They're like treating you just like a piece of meat. And sometimes it's just pure entertainment, time pass, killing time. So you have to be careful, because they're not going to be careful. They're not going to be the ones who will bother. You have to be careful. You have to be smart. You have to think about your priorities. You have to think about your family, and you have to think about, you have to pay the bills. You have to take care of yourself, and you have responsibilities. And you don't want to be around somebody who's constantly draining your energy in the name of love. They say it's love or whatever it is for them, but it's not love, because you know it. Because if it's really love, they're not gonna body shame you all the time. They're not gonna criticize everything you do for them. They're not gonna be close to you and be intimate with you, but then just jump away from you or run away from you as soon as they're done. These are not signs of a lover. These are not signs of someone who's taking care of you or who's nice to you. And two people are taking care of each other. So if you feel personally, intuitively, and if you see in the other person that they do not care about your feelings, they do not respect you, they're not there for you emotionally or mentally, they only want to be around you when they're getting entertained or when they're having a good time, when it's fun time for them, they don't love you. They really don't. They're just using you as a distraction for something else. And maybe they could be doing other things as well, other distractions as well. You're not the only distraction for them. So, my point over here is, because this energy is so precious, because this energy is so powerful, do not even put it on someone mentally. Like if you really fancy somebody, then my opinion should be, keep the feeling to yourself. Think about pleasure in a way that, okay, it's you who has to get pleasured. I was going through this interesting research, and I also spoke to a friend of mine who was in a very long relationship, a long term relationship, okay, very long. I would say probably 6 7 years plus. And throughout her relationship, her sexual relationship, because it was not just romantic or commitment based, but there was also sexual exchange, energy exchange, she never experienced orgasm even once. And I feel orgasm is not something anyone can give to you. Orgasm is a self induced um, activity, but you can induce it with another person also, and you can induce it by yourself as well. So it really comes from good imagination. It comes from being in the moment. It comes from focusing on yourself, not just the other person. And it's not like you are going to be completely selfish in the moment, but I think if you love yourself, if you care for yourself, you are going to be with someone who you feel is really there for you, really understands you. So it cannot happen that fast, I feel. I mean, or it cannot happen without much intensity. This person has to pursue you a lot. And I'll also give you one tip. If you're looking for a serious relationship, if you are looking for marriage, then let me tell you, if if the man chases you first, if the man is the person initially, look at your relationship. If it has already happened, good. If it has not happened, then also, in both cases, you can think about it. If you are a woman, and so I'm going to talk about typical roles here because some things are literally natural. If you're a woman and the man pursues you, the man looks at you and he goes like, wow, who's this girl, who's this woman, and I want to be with her, and he is the one who chases you. I'm talking about in the beginning of the relationship itself, because see, later on things can change. Later on, you can be the one, sometimes you're pursuing them, sometimes they're pursuing you, but the initial phase, the beginning phase, it has to be the man who makes the efforts to pursue you, to convince you. The relationship where the man pursues the woman, the man chases the woman, and he makes sure that he does everything to be around her, those are the relationships that usually materialize into a proper commitment. Later on, you can exchange the roles, or the roles can be reversed, and life is very long. Relationships can have problems. I'm not saying they're going to be perfect all the time, but this is an important role, because then the man is going to, basically, he's going to ensure that he does a lot of things for the woman's attention. And if you are going to be the one chasing the man, if you are going to be the one chasing attention, his validation, then in the very beginning, you might just start entertaining him, or you might just end up becoming the placeholder. You should never go and ask a man out. You should never go and propose the man. Okay, in some cases, you can say exceptions are always there in everything. It's not just relationships, but in life, there are always exceptions. Some people are extremely positive, and some people just have the right balance of energy, and it just works out. And how masculine and feminine energy works from that perspective also, because both these energies have certain roles to play. Like I always say, that it's always the feminine energy that should be the boss energy in the house or in the office or everywhere, but she's not the physical force. She is the one, the leader. And then leader also works along with the team, but then the man has to be the one who should be around all the time. So I really like how Nepal works. Nepal is a country where no matter which shop you go to, if you go to a petrol pump, if you go to a shop, if you go to a grocery store, no matter where you go to, you'll always see the women. The women are running the business always, but it only looks like that. The moment there's a requirement, the moment there's a need, the moment you have some physical tough task, you'll suddenly see the men popping out from some corner, from the door behind or the back door. They're always around. So the women become the face of uh, everything, literally, and the men are just right there, just behind her, like I'm two steps behind you kind of thing, I'm always around you kind of thing. So there I see this healthy exchange of energy. And I think this is the reason why children are very happy over there. It's just a very happy country, happy place to be in. Again, exceptions are there everywhere, but maximum energy that I see. And women are highly respected over there. Women are really taken care of. Women are really cherished everywhere. And you don't see people being perverts, or people being leches, or people acting like they can just eve tease anyone on the street. This doesn't happen that much. I've not seen it happen that much. But yes, there is also a fear frequency that human beings can operate from, and that can turn any beautiful place or any safe place into an unsafe experience. And this is the reason why I'm saying that when you're doing your inner work, you have to be very conscious and aware of what you are experiencing, because your own energy can create projections. And that's why, if you have had bad experiences in your childhood, in your adolescence, in your puberty, then you have to find a way to release it. You either do it with someone else or you do it by yourself, but you have to find a way to release it, because then your sexual experiences can look very lust based. And lust is the lowest, it's the lowest energy, lowest on the chart, and it's always full of guilt and shame and fear, and so much negativity is there in this feeling. And the pleasure, it just looks like pleasure from outside, but there is very little pleasure or no pleasure at all. It's just a distraction. Lust is just a distraction. It's just there so that you can run away or you can escape from something. So, whether you're a man or you're a woman, if you're watching this, as a man, your role is very important, and as a woman also, it's very important. Make sure you're with the one you love, and don't jump to a conclusion that fast. Look at what they're doing, even so late. Also, as I just said, somebody I knew was in a really long relationship, but yet they had to go through a lot, and it eventually didn't work out. So it does look like, for some people, even a long term relationship can be a sheer wastage of time, and it's even more hurtful because you put so much time and energy into it. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 12 years, it's a long time to be with a person and trust a person, and then when you get betrayed, it hurts even more. It can hurt even more. But whatever it is, whether it's a long term relationship or a short term relationship, I think when we educate ourselves better, so look for a sexual energy education. Always think of how you can make yourself happy without external stimulation. Use your own imagination and be moralistic in your approach. Do your research about the person you're with. Do not just go ahead with them on face value, because in today's time and age, people are just faking a lot of information, and sometimes they're even faking personality. And I know such people. They literally morph into someone else. They literally research about people who look attractive, who look good, and then they start talking and acting just like that person to appear more attractive. But they're nowhere close to that person, and they're doing it just to trap someone else, someone who's naive, someone who wants love, someone who's looking for love, someone maybe who's heartbroken. So when you're with a person, first question, and some questions you have to ask them, because then God is going to deal with those people, because some people lie a lot, some people lie right through their teeth, and they can lie on your face, they can look into your eyes and they can lie. So when they lie, the responsibility is on them, because they lied to you and they created a fake story just to get to you. But you must ask questions. You must ask every person you meet, are you married or not? Are you married to someone or not? If they say no, I'm not married, are you in a committed relationship with someone or not? If they lie to you, then it's their problem, but at least you are asking questions. And then don't just ask questions, investigate as well. Ask them about people on their social media, ask them about their family, ask them about children, how they treat children. And I'm telling you, sometimes even after asking all these questions, we can go wrong. So you must look for your gut, you must look for your intuition. Your intuition can help you. And still, if something bad happens, if something wrong happens, then you have to accept it as destiny. This is your fate, and this is a lesson. You have to see it like a lesson. But when you follow all these steps, like you did your investigation, you ask the right questions, and you put your faith into something, especially yourself, then still you would always have something to back up on. You'll always have something to fall back on. You'll have a backup. That's what I meant, backup on. You'll always have a backup. You'll always have God's energy. You'll always have positive energy. You'll always have someone helping you out with your situation. And then, there are people who are already in a marriage, there are people who have children. They are experiencing a certain kind of reality. It's not easy for anyone. It's not easy for single people. It's not easy for married people. It's not easy for people who are in a relationship also. But As I'm talking about sexual energy exchange, I feel that if you are in an active relationship, or if you are slightly more regular, or even when you're not, okay, let's put it out there for everyone. I would just say this is an important energy. Don't waste it on, let's say, porn, because they're going to put a lot of toxicity in your mind. They're going to make you watch stuff that is not moral or ethical. They're going to make you feel like, okay, it's normal, so what? You just have to pleasure yourself, or you have to be happy, so whatever, do it. No, don't do that. If you feel that this is just your habit or addiction, then go for a walk, or read a book, or do something, play music, or meditate. Meditation is the best. Whenever you have this energy that you're feeling horny, or you're feeling the lust energy, uh, because this is what used to happen back in the days when in India every child used to learn meditation first. Meditation was like the most important subject. Why? Because then you can make this energy go higher, up, up, and then touch your higher chakras, from the lower chakras to the higher chakras. This is how you make the most of it. So if you have practiced asexuality or brahmacharya, or you have, for whatever time frame, again there's no judgment, because when you have to be in grihastha ashram, you would be. That's your natural thing that God is going to put you into. It's your destiny. But when you are not involved with someone, then you have to be very careful of who you're involving with, because this can open portals. This can show you a lot. The deeper you go within yourself, you will see things, you will understand a lot of things on your own. A lot of the things that I'm saying, I feel that silence can teach you a lot more. I'm just putting you into this zone where I'm planting, let's say, a seed of self care and self love and self respect. So I'm saying it's not necessary, then meditate, then do something else, do something more powerful, do something that shows that you love yourself. So you're not going to choose a low frequency experience, or you're not going to do it in a low frequency way, you're going to do it in a high frequency way. And how you're going to do it, you're going to figure it out on your own. But just make sure that you truly love yourself, you truly care for yourself, you truly care for your well being, and most importantly, you truly care for your energy. It doesn't matter someone is married to you, doesn't matter someone is in relationship with you. If you feel that a certain phase in your relationship is not going well, or you're not liking their behavior towards you, you're not happy with how they treat you or how they talk to you, then this is also a time when you can say no. You can say no. You don't have to do it because you're scared of losing a person. You don't have to do it because you have to please a person, because then you need to examine yourself. When you're doing something just because you're but not confident of yourself and you're scared, then you need to work on the fear. What is the fear? The fear is telling you that they can leave you, they can cheat on you, they can lie to you if you don't entertain them, if you don't please them, if you don't compliment them. But aren't people doing these things even when you compliment them, even when you please them, even when you're nice to them, even when you're entertaining them? People still do bad things to you, don't they? So do not accept it like that. Doesn't matter how long has it been for your relationship, but the person who loves you will always find you attractive, they'll always find you beautiful, they'll always want to be around you, and they'll always make efforts for you. If this is not the bare minimum, then you also have to be in your own zone. Do your inner work. Find out the patterns, find out what's bothering you, find out what are those memories that are bothering you. You will always have some information to work with. And then you will also see people change. It's not possible to change people, okay? The only way you see change in them is when you change yourself. And you're going to change yourself sometimes by saying yes to only choosing yourself. And on this note, I will close this session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love. Peace out and victory to Ram.